From your childhood till now, what's some of the biggest differences that you see? You know, we talked about electricity, your icebox, and that kind of stuff. Kind of give us a look into that window.
Well, I remember living in Sony in a house out there past the schoolhouse. Had no electricity, had no running water. We had a well out back, had an outhouse out back, and Mama always had chickens on the yard all the time. We done our homework and studying by coal oil light, and I never knew how a house was supposed to look on the inside. I always thought it was supposed to have 2x4 studdings in the wall that you could see, because we never had a finished house on the inside for a long time. And we didn't have no electricity, so there was nothing run by electrical stuff in there. Everything done by hand. On Saturday mornings, I'd get up and go out, and I'd empty the water out of Mama's big old black iron wash pot out there, and fill it up with fresh water, and build a fire under it for her to wash the clothes in. Had her little scrub board in it. And on the well, Daddy built a platform around it. It had number 3 wash tubs in it, and the pump would swivel, and I had to fill them up with fresh water for rinse water. Mama always done the scrubbing of the clothes. She wouldn't let us get near the fire, and then she'd bring it over and put it in the first tub, so we had to dip them and rinse them, and we squeeze them out and throw them in the next one, and the next one until it was in. Then she'd go out and hang them on the line. She always had chickens on the yard, and for Sunday, you know, she'd get stuff ready for Sunday's dinner after church or lunch. And she would always say, catch me that one, and that one. It's always 3 of them. We'd catch them chicken in them fryers. She'd take and wring their neck and throw their head off over here. And they'd flop around out there in the yard and they'd be dead, and then we'd have to pick them. And then she'd fry them up for Sunday's lunch when we got out of church.
Do you remember your first house where you had running water and a toilet inside the house with running water?
Yeah, Campbell Street in Houston.
So all the time living in Swinney when you were younger, never had running water?
No, but we did have electricity at some times.
At sometimes, but no running water.
No running
Campbell
water.
Street in Houston, is that a rent house or?
Yeah, I always rent houses. And then when we moved to Swinney in 1950, Daddy bought a house. It's a little bitty thing. It only had 4 rooms. It had a living room, 1 bedroom, dining room, a kitchen and dining room together, and it was small, and a bathroom which was small. You couldn't cuss a cat in there without getting hair in your teeth. So Mama and Daddy had a bed in the living room. We never had a TV. Mom and Daddy slept in the living room, and us 3 boys slept in the bedroom. I had a half bed, my 2 brothers had a full bed. And Daddy built a wash shed out back. She had an old washing machine out, a Maytag washing machine. It had a gasoline powered motor on it. You had to kickstart that dang thing to start it. And she'd wash the clothes. We'd help her hang them out. And we was always doing something, scraping down bicycles with pocket knives and painting bicycles or building boats, or we was always into something.
Tell us about your philosophy on marriage.
Oh, marriage?
Well, how many times have you been married?
This is my 3rd time. That's the charm. 3rd time's a charm.
3rd time's a charm.
3rd time's a charm. My first wife was a good woman. She's my kid's mother, and I've got no way to say nothing bad about her. And
I can add it.
And the second wife, now she wasn't worth the 22 shell it would have took to kill her.
Well,
And
we'll edit that too.
right now she's in an institution home in Dallas.
Yeah.
Now this 3rd wife, man, I tell you, I prayed for God to give me a good woman, and I got more than good. This woman takes care of me. She worries about me. And I mean, She feeds me. She waits on me hand and foot. And you just can't believe the difference.
So your philosophy then on marriage for a strong marriage would be?
Just a lot of love and most of all being friends with the person that you're with. You got to be friends with them. You got to be able to laugh and joke and cut up and pull tricks on them. I couldn't do that to either one of my first two wives.
So I assume that the love of cars has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, and this wife loves old cars. And I mean, she loves them just as much as I do. So she's all for everything that I do in any way that I do it. If I tell her I want to do something, she always tries to make it happen where I can do it.